All right, here we go, Nick. Top 9. Reds 4, Mets 4. A Diaz on the mound, and it's not Alexis.
Yeah, I think we might see a double dose of Diaz back-to-back here.
Very possible. Very, very possible. That's a strike. Yeah.
All right, let's get some names on here. Let's get this up on the Twitter. How's your day going, Trace?
Not bad. Not bad.
How are the Packers doing?
Packers right now, they've squandered a lot of opportunities, but they are winning 12-7. So, well, they were. They still are. Playing in Brazil, though.
I don't know what I don't remember what I bet though.
Yeah,
might be a problem.
But yeah, good game, good baseball game going on in New York. I don't really like when the Packers don't play on Sundays though. It's just I just like. I mean, the NFL's starting to get greedy, man. They're getting greedy. I don't like it. I mean, you just start to try to take over every day of the week. I like sitting down on a Sunday and knowing that I have a full-fledged amount of product to consume. And then now you've just play games every other day, basically. So.
I saw something on how the NFL is not allowed to play on Fridays or Saturdays for a portion of the year. Like actually, like there's an antitrust law,
nice.
But they're like a week away from it kicking into place, so they're like able to get away with it this week.
Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Friday Night Football, you can't be tearing that apart. You would be diminishing your own game. That's what I don't. I mean, you're basically sacrificing like the grassroots of your own game. So I don't know why you would do that, but you don't put it past the NFL. That's a ball.
Kind of like the Major League Baseball having the futures game in the middle of baseball games.
Yeah, kind of something like that. Right. Yeah, you just can't really get out of your own way.
Trace,
no.
I need one topic for the back half. I got bullpen. Do I have to split Elly and Friedl up? Can we go with something else?
Damn, he said he went. I think he did go, to be fair, but I think you're going to have something that happens here between now and to the end of the game.
That's true.
Probably will be worth talking about. My guess is that that's going to be topic A, and we'll jump into the rest of them. You might have to like take Elly and Friedl and put them on the back half, and then.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not
a guarantee, though. Not a guarantee.
I'm at the pitch.
I'm at 10, 9, 8, 7 on the 0-1. The wind, the pitch, swing and a miss.
Oh, they put up an ad. No,
0-2.
in front of.
Now we got an ad.
Okay, all right. Let me know when the ad goes away. Like I need to know right away.
Ad's going away. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The wind, the pitch, ball high.
Nah, now
Go back to live. Go back to live.
Yeah,
Go back to live.
We're gonna try this again.
Yeah, they messed us up with their ad.
That ad was.
I'm at 10, 9, 8.
I'm at 3.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Bang.
2,
Bang.
1. Pitch clock violation.
He almost.
Well, it's safe to say that Edwin has a little more velo than Alexis.
Yeah. Well, Edwin does have a higher ERA than Alexis had last year. All right, well.
Those are good genetics, but it seems like we got the short end of the genetic stick, if we're being fair.
Well, I mean, we got the guy that made it to minor league baseball at, how old was he? Pretty old. We got the guy that debuted at 25.
Yeah, well, hey. And the Eagles just scored. Good for them. The analogy of the night is it feels like the Packers stranded the bases loaded 2 times in the first and second inning and came away with no runs in their football game. And even though they're winning, or they were winning, it just, I don't know, feels gross. Feels like inevitably you're going to look back and know that was the difference.
Speaking of gross, the Daytona Tortugas are 2 outs away from clinching a playoff spot because Jupiter is about to lose again.
Nice. So they're gonna backdoor into this thing.
Well, so Daytona was supposed to play a doubleheader today. They got through. Well, they were delayed. They got through 4 innings, and then they're in a delay still. Apparently,
are they gonna pop champagne right when they lose and just?
I hope so.
Just say, forget the game we're getting ready to play. We'll worry about it later.
Yeah,
I don't know. If
they may be waiting to see how that game ends. And then, the whoever's in charge will let him bang the second game if it's meaningless.
Well, I got a feeling how this is gonna go.
Oh man, I don't want this to happen to Alexis. That's oh man,
that's kind of what happens though. Looks like he's got an Allen wrench in his back pocket.
Where are we at in their lineup? Bader.
Oh no.
Bader is. Oh, I don't even. Oh, I know. Oh no, I wrote something at 2:00 in the morning last night that. Oh man.
Damn, we called that a strike.
Please throw strikes to Bader. That's all I'm saying. There you go.
He was on
Edwin
time.
Light.
Yeah, I mean, literally. Nice pitch. Nice pitch, Nick. What a good pitch that was.
Now I'll say it. Bader entered 2 for 40 over his last 20 games. Both of those hits, though, home runs. 2 for his last 42.
This guy's got enough eye black on. No.
Oh,
no.
Come on.
Freddie Benavidez has never been on a phone so fast in his life. That hit him. I think I seen it change, and you see Stephenson eyes. You're never going to be able to tell from that angle. What are we doing? He's saying it barely hit him. I don't think he's wrong. All right, double play. Let's go. A little double play magic here.
Skyline. Oh, God, Lindor. Wow.
Drop it. Drop it and throw him out at first. Nah, he ran. He started running. Okay.
I think Lindor's faster where it's close.
No. A double play. We would have thrown the ball to first base. We would have thrown the ball to first base first. Yeah. I thought he wasn't running at the beginning. He looked like he put his head down and started walking.
Yeah, I don't need Jonathan India making hero plays out.
Bro, not a hero play. Just let it drop, toss the ball to first base, so you got double play.
Wow.
Oh,
First pitch.
Good point. It was an excellent point by Carolyn. Sorry. I apologize. These glasses are retired, Carolyn, if this doesn't go the way we want it to go.
I thought those were only for safe situations.
Yeah. That's possible.
Trying to get in and out if you don't want to wear them.
No, that's okay.
Well, here we go.
He's safe.
Get him, Tyler.
There's no way. He took a good jump on the pitcher.
I think you should walk Nimmo now.
Yeah, it's 2-0. You definitely walk him.
I mean,
you don't want to try to battle
if
your
Pete
way
Alonso
back.
Pete Alonso hits a 3-run homer off you, tip your cap. I mean, but he has a significantly less chance of getting a single off of you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Diaz has a good enough control to like pitch around him either. But whatever. I guess we're just gonna pitch to him.
This is not a good decision.
All right. Well, maybe he's pitching around him. Why don't I just walk him right here? This doesn't make sense. Unless you want to throw like a little slider right here, 3-0, and hopefully he thinks it's a fastball. Or throw a fastball right down the middle. Okay.
Do you believe in the whole like walking a guy, motivating the guy behind you?
No, I don't believe in that. I mean, they definitely.
Is Vientos next? Oh, it's Vientos. Never mind. Vientos is on fire. I don't know my Mets batting order. So, no, this is actually probably a fine decision.
Based off them last two swings, I would be surprised if he throws anything other than another fastball. Feels like if you can throw a fastball inside, you're in good shape here. Or throw a slider and let him catch up to it.
Let's go. Attaboy, Alexis.
That's a very nice outing by Alexis.
Cheap hit by pitch.
Packers scored a touchdown. What happened? There's too much sports everywhere. Sports are everywhere. What happened?
All right, where are we at here in the order? And is Diaz going to come out? Oh, they're going with our old friend Buto. I think he started against the Reds this year.
Here, I need to get
Ty France, TJ Friedl, Santiago Espinal with Steer at second.
What do we have on the bench?
We have everyone. I mean, David Bell decided to.
Benson.
We have Hines. Benson, Dunn, Hines, Smarte.
Okay. All right, so we got France, Friedl, Espinal, Rosario, Fraley. The only chance you could have a pinch hitter probably is for Rosario, is my guess.
I don't think they're going to pinch it for him.
You don't think that they would pinch hit Will Benson, which people are going to laugh, I know, but
but the only way he's going to come in is if there's a runner on base. Like I would maybe get it more if it was like 2 outs, no one on, and Benson gives you a better chance of hitting a home run. But you're already going to have a runner on base, and Rosario probably gives you a better chance of putting it in play.
Well, putting it in play and got my phone. It's blowing up.
All right, Trace, because I know you're dying to know. I need 4 more points in your game.
That's it in the total?
And I need 4 points from the Eagles. So I guess I need 4 more points from the Eagles. And the Packers to cover 11.5. And I'll be a rich man.
11.5. You got greedy. Good golly.
Well, it's a four-legger.
11.5 though? I mean, this is the NFL, Nick. Hey, I'm all for it. I mean, I hope they cover.
No, not cover plus 11.5.
Oh, okay. I thought you were giving 11.5. I'm like, damn, dude.
No,
I hope I hope you got lottery ticket odds on that.
No.
All right. Well, that's hopefully doable. It's a ball. I'll take that. All right, we got the man from man on. Who's our runner? Who made the last out?
Steer.
Stevenson? Steer. Okay.
Steer. Sneaky speed.
Yeah, not great speed.
Come on,
not bad
Butto.
3-0, you letting him rip?
Absolutely.
It's a ball. That's a strike, actually. I think Bally's
this is
thing's
Ty
wrong.
France.
Oh, I see who it is.
Ty France is on fire right now.
He is.
Ty France looks like a guy that wants to wreck someone's playoff chances.
Well, watch this.
Just ruin them. And, folks, the Daytona Tortugas are going to the playoffs.
Nice. Very nice. Good for them. Maybe they'll celebrate by going to the beach. Or the 500.
You know what sucks, though?
For them or
so
us?
game one will have TV.
That's why it's just like left-handed hitters are so valuable in extra innings, man. Just like
game one will have TV because it's in Daytona. Now, it's not great, but it's something. Unless they are setting up cameras or something, which I highly doubt they're going to do, the team that hosts games 2 and 3, if necessary, don't have a home broadcast.
Damn.
So,
where are they at?
Palm Beach will be the...
How the hell do they not have home broadcasts?
Oh. Daytona didn't until this year.
See, it sucks. Like, if TJ Friedl's hitting first and Francis hitting in second, it's a perfect situation, but it's just not how it works, is it?
Mm.
They're not letting Steer get a lead at all.
Ooh.
Good pitch. I need to put this away. Game day will ruin everything. I ain't gonna do it. Who's playing second base right now?
I don't know. McNeil had to leave the game. He was their starting.
Why? I seen that dude's face.
It's Jose Iglesias.
Yeah, I was like, that dog's still hanging around.
Do you not know the whole Jose Iglesias?
No, I don't.
You know he's a singer?
No, I don't know he's a singer. What the hell, Espinal? That ball's like a foot inside, dude.
Jose Iglesias has this whole alter ego where he's now a singer and released like a pop song that sounds like something like from Pitbull. And I guess it's like somewhat popular, and the Mets play it like at their games and stuff. It's a whole thing. It's called OMG.
Interesting. Let's battle right here.
Telling me, chat, Google Jose Iglesias OMG. You're gonna like if you
Fist
remember Jose
violation.
Iglesias.
Nope. Damn.
They never
get through there. Throw it away. Throw it away. Espinal is just not very fast.
Well,
he's fired up. That guy's fired up.
Forgot to put the Manfred man on there. Not in mid-season.
Who's coming in next? Who's coming in? He's just not fast. I mean, God love him. He's
fine. I doubt Diaz is going to.
No. Santion's probably already been used.
Yes, yep. Sheesh. I mean,
Pagan's been used. Farmer's been used. Williamson.
Suter,
Cruz.
Mull.
They had Mull warming up in the first inning of the game.
Justin Wilson. That's what Game Day just said.
Justin Wilson's who we're going with here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this is how you know it's it's what it is. Oh man.
I would almost I don't know. I mean, I'd be tempted to walk Vientos here. I mean, then you have Alonso, Jose Iglesias. Maybe you get one of them to roll over into a double play. Vientos entered today hitting .324 with 5 home runs over his last 18 games.
I mean, we have 3 hits. So
3 hits, 4 runs. Stay, draw it up.
3 hits, chat. 3 hits. That's what we got. I guess the goal is just to pitch to Vientos because he's due to get out. Is that what the theory is here?
Yeah, I guess.
Or just get the hell out of here. Maybe they're saying, yeah. If he gets a hit, then they deserve
also
it.
Might be.
It's like we really don't. We can't afford to play 15 innings of baseball tonight. We don't have enough pitching as is.
Justin, go do your thing.
Yeah, you're going to be out there for 3 innings, Justin. So best of luck.
Either 3 innings or you could just give it up here. Your choice, pal.
God, he's all over it. Sam Mull just he warms up in the first inning and then they just shut him down. Like I don't know.
I'm very confused what the Reds' pitching plan is right now.
Yeah, I don't think they have one. If they have one, it's very, very, very helter-skelter.
Ooh.
Hello. I wouldn't say he got robbed on 1-2. I'd say that ball was down. Look at sometimes you got to look at the zone that Bally puts up there. It's not even on the strike zone. It's below his knees. that catch his brace or did that catch his? Apparently he missed his. No, that hit his brace for sure. I wonder why it took them so long. Why did it take them so long as a species of human beings to come up with the elbow pad and the shin protector for hitters? You'd have thought like 10, 15, 20 years ago you'd hit a couple balls off your shin and you're like, I think we could find something that'll help with that. Oh my gosh, dude.
Probably why I should have walked him.
Possibly.
High drive, left center field, racing back to the wall, Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did! He did! Red win! Win! Liner to right field. Genius, the first run ever. With 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Doesn't have a chance. The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first and Homer Bailey for the second time in his major league career has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win. What a dream beginning to a career of Bruce.
All right, we got a losing edition of Chatterbox Reds here on a Friday night of September 6th, 2024. And Nick, you were looking for that last topic. I think that topic is going to be, Wilson. What do you do? Some are saying it's David Bell's fault. I'm sure we'll have a discussion about that. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to waste my energy tonight on really getting down to the nooks and crannies of what David Bell's decision-making was in a tie game in New York late in the year when you're out of the race. If, to be very clear, Nick, this would have been one of those nights. If this team was a part of a pennant race and all of that, what we just watched just happened, there would be toxicity abound. There would be nothing but screaming, profanities. But tonight, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because there's probably different reasons as to why you don't put your best foot forward this time of year. I don't know why Sam Moll didn't come into the game. I'm sure we'll have a discussion about it. Nick, any parting thoughts? Any kind of starting thoughts? You know, most people say final thoughts. Any starting thoughts before we get going on the box score recap?
No, not at all.
Well, let's do it. Box score recap presented by Nick Kirby. The Reds offense was plentiful. Wait until you hear.
All right, Reds taking on the New York Mets. Reds enter on a 4-game win streak, taking on a Mets team that had won 7 in a row themselves, and the Mets tied for a playoff spot entering Friday. Fernando Cruz uses an opener once again. Last 2 times went well, did not go as well on Friday. Cruz gave up a 2-run bomb to the red-hot Mark Vientos on a cutter right over the middle of the plate, quickly 2-0 Mets. The Mets putting up 2 runs in the first seemed to have changed David Bell's plan for the game. Sam Moll was warming up in the bottom of the first, seemingly to come in for the left-handed batting Jesse Winker. But after the home run, Moll sat down, and somewhat surprisingly, Brandon Williamson warmed up and came in the game. Reds tied the game up at 4 in the 4th inning. Jonathan India had a leadoff walk, and then Elly De La Cruz crushed his 23rd home run of the season off Sean Manaea, had tied the Reds single-season record for most home runs by a switch hitter. Brandon Williamson was really good coming in for From the second inning on, he retired the first 8 batters that he faced, and he only allowed 1 hit over 4 2/3 innings. Williamson pitched into the 6th inning. He got the first 2 batters out, but then he gave up a double to Pete Alonso with 2 outs. His day would be done. Buck Farmer would come in. He gave up a single to Jose Iglesias, the left fielder. Spencer Steer's throw was wide of the plate, and the Mets took a 3-2 lead. Iglesias took second on the throw, and then he scored on a single from JD Martinez, 4-2 Mets. Now, outside of Elly De La Cruz's 4th inning homer, the Reds were not having any luck off Sean Manaea. They only had 2 hits through the first 6 innings, but TJ Friedl hit a 2-run home run with 2 outs in the top of the 7th to tie the game at 4. The game would stay tied and go into extra innings. The Reds did not capitalize on their chance in the 10th with the ghost runner starting on second. France grounded out, Friedl popped out, and Santiago Espinal grounded out to end the inning. Reds went with Justin Wilson in the bottom of the 10th, and Justin Wilson's season ERA increased to 4.83 when he gave up another home run to Mark Vientos. Vientos' second home run of the game. Reds fall 6-4. Reds now 68 and 74 on the season. Mets have won 8 straight.
All right, we got a deep drive of the day by Elly De La Cruz. If you didn't see it, it was an absolute bomb. It was a bomb from the right side of all places. Elly De La Cruz, 23rd home run of the year. I do believe it's a Reds franchise record for a switch hitter. Nick might be able to fact check me on that, but nonetheless, 111 miles an hour off the bat, 413 feet. That would tie the game at 2-2. The win probability, an exact 50%. And as we all know, it would end up being 0% after Justin Wilson had his way. But the DSC Deep Drive of the Day is sponsored by Deep South Commodities, and they are a leader in renewable commodities specializing in biofuel production, used cooking oil collection, aggregation, and sales. Visit www.deepsouthcommodities.com for more information. There's a lot of David Bell decisions tonight that I'm not exactly sure what the thought process was. I will also openly admit the Reds are in a position where getting to the finish line of the season and making sure you don't put anybody in a position to get hurt is probably more important than actually winning every game or winning games. And I know people are going to get maybe up in the arms about what I just said right there. I'm not arguing that that's the right decision. I am telling you that's what I think that they decided to do. Is like, hey, let's not put anybody in a position that they're not comfortable with or we're comfortable with putting them in. I don't know why Sam Mull is not the decision over Justin Wilson if you already thought he was important enough to warm up at the beginning of the game in a spot in where you wanted to try to keep it competitive. He was your first option coming out of the pen from the left-handed side, and then you get into extra innings and you decide not to use him. Now, I don't know if Mull warmed up and he got super hot and they just felt like, hey, we're not going to make him get hot in the first inning, basically, and then in the 10th inning, 2.5 hours later, make him get hot again and warm up just based off the fact that we don't want to get him hurt. Again, that seems pretty soft. Must admit, that's Charmin soft. However, maybe that's the reasoning. That's the only thing I can come up with, Nick. That's the best reasoning I can come up with.
I would have walked Vientos. I don't really have a problem with Justin Wilson. I mean, if your goal is here to try to win some games in the series, after you don't score in the 10th, your chances of winning the game are pretty slim. It's 19% if you want the actual number. So I don't know if I really want to burn Sam Mull there in a game that you're probably not going to win, especially when you kind of look at the Reds already had to use a lot of their bullpen. They already had to use Santillan, Pagan. I mean, so like tomorrow, if you get a lead, you know, you're probably going to want to have Mull. This is just not a game that you have a good chance of winning. I probably would have walked Vientos. I also don't really know if I understand a lot of the other moves that David Bell's making. Like, I'm not really sure what we're doing here with some of the lineup. Like, I don't know. Are they just in a spot where they feel like they have to play like these games with some integrity? and that's why like they're not playing.
Are you asking why Rosario's playing instead of one of the younger players?
And Fraley against a lefty.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer, man. I really don't. And listen, this is where the David Bell crowd can come out in full force and be like, hey, here, explain this, and you can't really explain it. It's impossible to explain. So there's no point in trying. I just know this: Justin Wilson's not a guy. He's a far, in my opinion. Just watching it, I don't care about stats. I really could care less about him. I don't even know what they are. They might support my claim. He's so far inferior to Sam Moll that it just felt like you were kind of, as you said, punting the game to a certain extent. You're like, The only thing I would push back on a little bit, Nick, would be, well, you've already kind of thrown a lot of folks in this game. You've gone after it. Just go all the way through on it. I mean, you've already got yourself down towards the finish line and you've burned up a lot of resources. Why not go for it? And maybe you can get lucky and Sam Moll will find himself out of it. And he might, because he's a good pitcher. Now, to your point, Nick, why you wouldn't walk Vientos and give yourself a double play chance, but more importantly, you get to face a guy who's strikeout prone, right? So you possibly can strike him out, then you're one pitch away from getting out of the inning. None of it makes sense. So, and I know this sounds ridiculous. There's a chance where I just think David Bell didn't want to play 13, 14 innings. I really do. And he will never admit that. He'll never admit that. But I think he just thought to himself, you know what? We're either going to win this game or lose this game with Justin Wilson on the mound. There's a good chance we lose it, but I'm not going to sit here and play this 14-inning baseball game when we already have nobody to be able to eat up innings for us.
I just think if you watch David Bell's decisions of when he uses relievers and you follow like the win probability, they have it on StatCast during the game, you start following what the number says, you're going to start understanding his pattern of using pitchers. You can hate it all you want, but it 100% correlates where they're at in the game. Just like with, they were going to use Moll after Cruz, but once they gave up 2 runs, they're like, well, we're not going to go ahead and burn Moll now because we're down 2-0. And I think that's just their plan to try to maximize their bullpen. And again, I just would remind everyone how bad the bullpen was in September. Now, none of this matters at all right now, but over the course of a 162-game season, I do think it matters if you're in a position, which we hope the Reds are next year, in a position where these games actually mean something in September.
All right, a bright spot, Brandon Williamson, 4 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Another outing where he continues to kind of look like the guy that left last season, which is a positive thing because, again, we got a roster full of them, but that's not a guarantee that he was going to come back, especially being gone as long as he has, and look the way that, ultimately we were all hoping for at the beginning of the season. Williamson just has some pitch ability to him. I kind of like, in a way, Rhett Lauder brings a bell with him. And I know they're 2 completely different pitchers, but they both have the ability to kind of mix pitches, but more importantly, in my opinion, they have the ability to keep guys off balance. You can mix pitches and guys still be on time, but they're able to keep guys off balance. And I don't know if we were going to jump into this too much tonight, but I thought the ball that Fraley dropped, and if he didn't drop it, who knows what happens with Williamson, but I thought he caught it. I don't know. I should know the rule. I was explained to it by an umpire one time that it's the umpire's discretion as to what a catch is, which seems kind of crazy because that's very gray. I thought he caught the ball. Did you think it was a catch?
We've reached the point of the season I was helping put the kids to bed where I didn't go back and check. I saw what happened on game day, and I was like, I'm not going back and checking.
Okay, well,
being honest.
Well, I'll do something for you. You're going to have to give me a second, but I'll do something for you. I think it's something that you should see. Your overall thoughts on Williamson before I show you the play?
Yeah, I'm impressed with Williamson. I did not expect him to pitch tonight. It's just wild that where the Reds are at right now, where who knows who's pitching on any given night. There's almost kind of some of it. a weird part of it that I'm almost like, is this actually like kind of a good strategy? like to never tell anyone who's pitching, especially like when you don't have Hunter Green, you don't have like Nick Lodolo. Like it's almost kind of good to just kind of throw whoever out there on a given night. It's got to be hard to prepare if you're an opposing team to face the Reds pitching staff on a given night. But nonetheless, I mean, Williamson, for a guy that made one rehab start to have come up and pitched two very well. I know he hit two batters, but I thought overall his command was pretty good tonight, just especially given where he's at coming back. He's looked awesome. Just been very impressed with Williamson. Definitely one of the brighter spots that we've seen, really in a long time of something that actually matters.
Yeah, I liked Williamson almost as soon as he came up. But again, trying to find this video for you is not going to be fun. So I guess we're just going to have to play the game that is, you'll have to go back and watch it. I'm going to make it a poll. I don't want you guys to be biased, okay? I know we're Reds fans. Do you think Fraley made the catch? Yes or no? I'm just curious.
JD Martinez at the plate?
You're asking hard questions now. I don't know. It's ball down the line.
I don't know.
Anyways, we'll see. I feel like it was. I mean, he caught the ball, took a step, then fell to the ground, and then the ball pops out because of the ground. It's almost like the ground caused the ball to fall out. I don't know. I think Alonso maybe was up. I don't remember, dude. I don't remember. I really don't. And I don't want to act like it doesn't matter, but whether Alonso, tomato, to be honest. Game time. Let me tell you about game time, Nick. I don't know maybe what you're thinking about doing on Sunday, but if you're planning on going down to Paycor, I got news for you. Tickets are sold out, believe it or not. But you can always find you some tickets on the Game Time app. And what can you do, Nick, on the Game Time app that you can't do everywhere else? You can wait till the very, very, very last minute. Download the Game Time app today. Use the code CINCY, CINCY. You get $20 off your first purchase. And you're going to need that $20 off if you're looking to go down to Paycor. I can tell you right now. I don't know if you've seen the ticket prices, but they're not what we would deem as family-friendly. Very much like, some of the activities that go on at Paycor and around Paycor during the tailgate, pregame, and during the game. But that's here nor there either. But download the Game Time app today. Use the code CINCY, CINCY. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. 988, as always, life is better with you in it. Tomorrow needs you. Tomorrow needs you. I don't know if that's a slogan of theirs or not, but tomorrow needs you. If you're feeling down and out, text or call 988, mantherapy.org. As always, thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting us and our show. DSC, Deep South Commodities, you name it. We appreciate them. All right. As you're digging up probably everything there is known mankind, David Bell currently is getting asked the hard-hitting questions about, what happened tonight, and I'm sure he'll mumble through his answers, but, what can you do? On the back half of the rundown, I know we have Friedl and Elly. I'm not sure what else we have. There we go.
Sorry.
It's all right. Friedl and Elly, listen. I'm going to tell you something. We do need TJ Friedl to end the year strong, okay? He's I know he's been in and out, but if he's going to play at the level that he's played at while he's been here this year, that is not good. That's not going to get it done for 2025. So I'd like to see Friedl pick it up. It's a good sign to see him step on the gas, I guess, if you want to call it that. And Elly's just Elly at this point. I don't know what else to say about Elly outside the fact that he's the best baseball player that's on this team, and it's not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. And if he ends up figuring out a way to be very productive from the right side of the plate, Nick, it's over.
Yeah, Elly De La Cruz is third in the National League in wins above replacement. It just feels like we take for granted just how incredible of a season that he's had, and there's still so much room still to grow, which is what makes it really exciting. Today hitting a home run off of a really good left-handed pitcher, that's at a night when the left-handed pitcher was pitching very well. But also that's just, an incredible sign for him and his continued development. Made another really good play early in this game. It feels like his defense has just gotten even better as this year has gone by. And I think there's something cool about this series for Elly with Francisco Lindor, because Francisco Lindor is one of the two players that are ahead of him in wins above replacement in the NL. Lindor has Lindor's since StatCast became a thing for outs above average in 2016, Lindor has the most outs above average of any player in baseball. So, and he's really good this year too. I think him getting to play and watch Lindor all weekend, I think that's going to be a good thing for Elly. I think it's just going to be a fun thing. I think you're going to see Elly try to elevate his game to another level, which we've seen him kind of do at times just because of Lindor and kind of being on the other side of that.
I hope so. I hope Elly continues to get better, because if he does, then Ellie's in a class of his own, really. And I'm afraid to say this, but he might be the best shortstop. I'm going to say something that's probably maybe 100% too premature, and this is no disrespect to Concepcion and certainly no disrespect to Barry Larkin, but I have a hard time believing that if he stays healthy and he stays in a Reds uniform, he will be considered the best Reds shortstop of all time. And I get it. That's way too premature, and that's disrespectful to Barry Larkin because of all that he's done and how long of a career he's had. I understand that, but I'm just, if you made me put my life on which player is going to be considered the best shortstop in Reds history, and you told me that Ellie's going to play here till 2035, I got news for you. That's who I'm picking. So, all right. Other relief pitchers, I think that's where we were just out of topics. So we'll just leave it as out of topics for tonight.
Do you have any thoughts on Cruz? I mean, that was...
No, not really. I thought that he gave up a home run, but he bounced back and kind of got him. That's Fernando Cruz, in my opinion. If that splitter's working, it's quite frankly unhittable. You've seen Alonso's swings against it. They were disgusting, and disgusting in a bad way, not the way that some kids would consider disgusting. But point is, that's why I always worry about Fernando Cruz trying to go 2 innings, because it's like he doesn't throw that splitter consistent enough over the course of 2 innings, in my opinion, not to get possibly touched up, because it's like feast or famine with him in a little bit of a way with that splitter. If the splitter isn't doing what it's supposed to do, it's a very hittable pitch. But if it's doing what it's supposed to do, then he's. I mean, I don't want to say something too crazy. He could be in probably one of the top 10 relievers in baseball over a 3-out stretch if his splitter's working. So that's all I got on Fernando Cruz. Why he started the game, that's a debate for another day. I don't know. Go ask David Bell.
I'm puzzled that they're not having Williamson be a traditional starter with where they're at in the year. Like, I would understand it if this was like it
doesn't make sense.
Fighting for a playoff game and you're trying to kind of throw the Mets off. Because, I mean, I think it was effective, especially for Williamson. Like, if Cruz doesn't make that one mistake pitch, I mean, this plan looks really great, right?
Well, Williamson isn't coming into the game if he doesn't make the mistake pitch. That's where I am baffled by it all. Sam Mole's coming into the game. You think they were going to bring in Williamson after Mole?
Yeah, or maybe they would have done one more right-handed reliever and then given it over to Williamson. There's no way that Williamson threw 4 2/3 innings and wasn't preparing to pitch in this game.
No, I agree. I just didn't think that they would have gone to him this early, but
yeah. No, you're right on. Yeah, I misspoke on that, but. I mean, again, I don't really mind that plan. I think there is almost some value to this, and I think this is, I don't know, maybe the Reds are testing this out more. Maybe the Reds are kind of like, outside of Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo and maybe Andrew Abbott, like, should we kind of be a little more cute with our pitchers and do these opener more? Because the Reds have had a lot of success with the openers this year. And again, like, I do think it's hard if you're the opposing team to try to prepare for these games, because you had no idea that Brandon Williamson was even going to pitch in this game tonight. I mean, maybe the Mets did. I follow this stupid team every day, and I had no idea that he was pitching today.
No, I definitely didn't. But I mean, how much of that actually, like how much of it is trickery versus just being effective as a pitcher? I would say it's more or less just being effective as a pitcher as to why you're getting guys out, not because they weren't prepared that you might come in. I get the point, and I'm not saying there's no value in that, but more or less the only argument or thought process it could be with the other relief pitchers / the way they used Williamson tonight is if they continue to do this with him, is it a sign for what they hope that he will be for them in 2025? That's possible, because you could make the clear argument that Williamson's kind of an odd man out in the rotation if Rhett Lauder continues to progress, if, heaven forbid, Chase Burns is ready relatively soon. Because the other thing is like he's already on the outside looking in kind of from a rotation standpoint as is, even if Rhett Lauder isn't there, even if Chase Burns isn't there. And I know people are going to roll their eyes at the idea of maybe, we don't even bring up Graham Ashcraft anymore. What is he doing? What's that plan look like? I don't know, but
just turn all these guys into Nick Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I guess that's what you do, and maybe this is the start of that tradition for Brandon Williamson. I don't know, but you had mentioned right there at the top of the show that there was some big time news in Reds MILB, Nick. And I'll just let you tell everybody one more time, along with the rest of it. But, popping champagne perhaps down south, real south.
Yeah, the Daytona Tortugas, second Reds minor league team to clinch a playoff spot. They do so. They were supposed to play a doubleheader today. Game one made it through three and a half innings and got suspended. They were down 6-4, but Jupiter lost. So the Daytona Tortugas in the playoffs, they will play the exact same days as the Dragons. They will play next Tuesday, game one. That will be at home. That game will be on MILB TV. We do know that because the Daytona Tortugas have their home broadcast. However, the team that they're playing, Palm Beach, by the way, Palm Beach is by far and heads and above the class of the Florida State League, so it's going to be a big challenge for Daytona. They do not broadcast their home games, so games 2 and 3, if necessary, on Thursday and Friday, I don't think are going to be televised unless they're bringing in cameras for this game, which I don't think is going to be the case. But nonetheless, very cool to see another team get into the playoffs. Obviously, Sammy Stafora on this team. Ricardo Cabrera, unfortunately, got hurt. Not sure if he's going to play. He's another prospect higher prospect up. But Peyton Stovall, just a guy the Reds just drafted. He's on that roster right now. Looking forward to that. Chattanooga, they were rained out as well today, so it was just a rain all throughout. Dayton was actually delayed. Louisville was delayed, so it's kind of been a cluster of a night. Louisville is trailing Jacksonville 3-2. That game is in the bottom of the 6th. Jacob Hurtubise is 1 for 3 in the game. Joey Weimer has 2 hits, so that's good to see. If you're listening on podcast form, go to Chatterbox Sports on Twitter, and you can find out the full recap of the game by the time you hear this in the morning. One game that did go final, the Dayton Dragons got a win tonight. They won 4-1 over Great Lakes. Cam Collier on base 3 times. Love to see that. Ethan O'Donnell stole his 30th base of the year. He was 1 for 4. Leo Balcazar stayed hot, 2 for 4. And Nestor Laurent, I think this is his second, maybe his third game since getting promoted. Solid outing from him. 3 innings, no hits, 1 run, 2 walks, struck out 4 batters. Be interested to see if Nestor Laurent, a guy who was had a great year for the Tortugas, has not been with Dayton most of the year, but a guy that might be the Reds minor league pitcher of the year if he was going to get a crack in one of these playoff games next week. So, but again, still looking really forward to that next week. Counting down the days, Trace.
I bet you are. Hey, meaningful baseball. Meaningful baseball. That's all we're looking for here on Chatterbox Reds. All right, we have who, what, when, where, and why. But before we do that, Nick, I do want to say something else really quickly that I just remembered that I thought was important. But you know what? I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I would if we were in a pennant race. You know, we talk about defense all the time and how it's important, this, that, and the other. But it's just the small things. Like, yes, Fraley, I thought, caught the ball. But I'll also openly admit that if you have a great right fielder that is very good defensively, they probably don't have to fall over themselves and drop the ball. Steer, okay, had every opportunity in the world to throw a guy out at home tonight, and he wasn't even really able to make the play on it. And I'm not downplaying these guys. I'm not trying to kill our own guys. Just saying, those are the things. You want the Brewers, they make both of those plays tonight.
Yep.
And they probably find a way to win this game possibly because they don't give up 4 runs and it's tied going into extra innings because they only gave up 2 runs because they made all the plays to make sure it stayed at 2 runs. But that's just a thought. Anyways.
I agree. I mean, I think that's something you have to consider when you're trying to plan this team next year. Like, guy that I really like, Tyler O'Neill, probably throws out that runner at the plate there. And that stuff matters. I mean, that's throwing a guy out of the plate there versus not is basically almost the same as a home run.
100%.
Right? A solo home run. I mean,
that's exactly
these are all runs. So, yeah, I would not be opposed to moving Spencer Steer out of a set role and bringing in someone that's a quality defender, and there'll probably be plenty of at-bats to go around and plenty of spots for Spencer Steer. But, yeah, I'm with you. That stuff absolutely matters, and it's frustrating to watch as a fan. That frustrates me more than most other things because it's just happened way too long for this franchise.
All right, the poll question of the day was, do you think Fraley made the catch? 55% said yes, 44% said no. So a lot closer than I anticipated. So there's that. All right, folks, who, what, when, where, and why. The Reds, they do play tomorrow. There's no chance they have any clue in the world of who's throwing, though. There's just no way. Because, why would they know?
We don't know. We have no idea. Once again, I would have said I thought it would be Brandon Williamson, but Brandon Williamson pitched tonight. So Junis should be fresh. Junis hasn't pitched since Sunday. So Junis. Spires hasn't pitched since Monday. Considering how many pitchers the Reds used tonight, you might see Junis and Spires for a big chunk of this ball game. And, of course, Sam Moll is fresh and available. The Reds will be going up against the lefty Jose Quintana. Tell you what, having a great year once again. 13th big league season for Quintana. The only active pitchers who've thrown more innings are Scherzer, Greinke, Verlander, Kershaw, and Lance Lynn. Last 2 starts have been great for him. 11 1/3, 1 earned run. One of those starts are against the White Sox, but the other was at the Padres. These days, Quintana relies on 5 pitches, a sinker, 4-seamer, curveball, changeup, and a slurve. Fastball and sinker average just 91 miles per hour, and he has dominated the Reds over his career 2.93 ERA in 14 starts through 5 2/3 of 1-run ball at Great American Ballpark back in April. Good news, though. Amed Rosario, 5 for 9 with a double against Quintana. Ty France, who seems to have good numbers against everyone, is 2 for 3 with the homer, and Santiago Espinal is 2 for 3 in his career against Jose Quintana.
All right. Well, that was your Friday night edition of Chatterbox Reds. They lose, believe it or not. And listen, we're not going to get on anybody about it, but the Reds, they do lose 5-4 for those that are wondering. And for you, Nick, the Eagles, they did score 4 more points. So shout out to you on that. And the Packers just scored a touchdown in Brazil, of all places. Kind of a wild thing. The NFL couldn't get anywhere greedier if they tried. Packers just scored to make it 25-24. So I think, I'm not saying you're there yet because we all know, but you're doing all right. So,
all right.
Oh, we'll be back here tomorrow. And you know what? I don't know what else to tell you. The Bearcats, they do play tomorrow as well. Chuck and Houdini, they'll be live right after UC. They play a big game tomorrow, don't they? They play Pitt
at noon. So they'll be live about 2:30, 2:45. Yeah. So be sure to tune in. Those guys do great work. And then, of course, also Chatterbox Bengals on Sunday. Jacob's going to be live for the whole game. So a lot of good content on the Chatterbox airwaves. So be sure to support it. Appreciate all your support here. Love if you supported our other folks.
That's right. We very much appreciate you guys watching us. You can't appreciate you more. I mean, we all know where we're at. We just brought in Justin Wilson in the 10th inning to try to win a baseball game. I don't know if he's trying to win games at this point or not. I don't know. I'm not telling you he is. I'm not telling you he isn't. Okay? But if you think that I'm going to be able to come around and justify some of the decisions that David Bell's making right now, I'm not going to do it. But I will say, winning games probably isn't that big of a deal right now. I mean, if you're a competitor, kind of like myself, I mean, we could go flip quarters right now, and I'm going to try to win because that's what I want to do. I'm a competitor. I don't like losing. Losing sucks. It's maybe losing is worse than actually winning. But, hey, I don't keep track of wins and losses, I guess. Neither does David Bell. We'll find out what they do tomorrow. Nobody knows who's pitching, but I do know this. We'll be back better than ever tomorrow. Tune in. Love you. Go Reds.